Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Skulk, continuing by Moonlight. Hopefully I don't get my arm ripped off again, or something like that. Which one was it? I think it was it bottom one? I think so. Has the furthest time in it. Ah! You were so focused on tailing... Get it. The cat that you've lost track... I've been slowing. Okay. You were focused on tailing the cat that you lost track of where you were. That you lost track of where you were. Gosh dang it. I'm skipping over things by accident. Not only that, but the feline is nowhere to be seen. Drat. You start to wander off in the hopes to find a familiar face. Mara, Iris, Joan, even Seba would be a welcome sight right now. You continue to sulk as You continue to sulk as you meander through around the mansion, until eventually you start to hear the very faint sound of someone singing. Your feet move unconsciously, and before you know it, you're standing in front of a large door. Oh, by the feel of it, it seems like it's a siren. It has a rusted metallic finish and is slightly ajar. Well, you know what we're gonna do. We're just not gonna die, are we? We're gonna do this, just so that. Open the door to listen. He looking for the cat. Well, you know, I want to listen to the thing, but, you know, if we go for the listen, we might actually just die, because there's always the dead option. If we look for the cat, then we think we might still live. If we open the door, we might get caught. But, you know, we just saved, so why not? Since when did curiosity kill the cat? You open the door carefully, and the music swallows you whole. You find yourself moving forward involuntarily. The singing ends, and you can vaguely hear someone yelling for you to stop walking. But soon, all you can feel is the cold water as it fills your lungs. In the deep end. Yeah, kind of thought that was gonna happen. Like for a cat. You shrug and pull out the earbuds that Joan packed for you. Opting in for some of your own music, while it's okay, you barely start to walk away when someone calls out to you. Hold on! You pause and glance behind you to let them catch up. Mind over matter. Hey, thanks for waiting for me. You're the paranormal investigator, right? That's actually the first time someone's guessed that right. Yeah, I am. Well, it's nice to finally meet you. I'm sure that you're probably tired after wandering around the mansion for so long. So why don't I try to answer your questions before you ask? I see no reason why not. Okay. Well, to start off with, my name is Myrrh, and I'm the resident siren. Idle. And I'm going to ignore whatever that just was. As for Hans, I keep saying Hans. Says A, and it's not like you don't get it. As for Hans, I heard some movement in the library earlier. I went inside to see if maybe he was rolling around, but there wasn't anyone there. That's pretty weird. I went there earlier as well, but all I found was... Your stomach grumbles loudly, and Myrrh laughs softly. Well, maybe we should take a break from finding Hans to find you some food instead. You give an embarrassed nod. Embarrassed, not embarrassing. Maybe it's because he's a siren, but you feel so relaxed while walking with Myrrh. Instead of focusing on directions, you follow his lead and just keep up with the conversation. Before you know it, you reach your destination, and he waves goodbye, saying he'll catch up later after his workout. Good on you. You reluctantly say farewell before entering the kitchen. You walk in on Joan eating some cookies. She quickly hides them behind her back. Ah! A long time no see. I was just looking for you. It's a very urgent matter. That's great and all, but just curious. Why is he holding a balloon? Who? You're kidding, right? There is literally no one else in this room with a balloon. Joan claps her hands together in realization. Oh, you mean Hans? Hans' headless body staggers over awkwardly, hitting several chairs by accident along the way. Just curious, whose idea was it to draw a face on Hans' body's balloon? Mine, of course. She seems strangely proud about this. Also, it's rude to call him Hans' body. While Hans controls his body, it also is semi-sentient and kind of has a personality of its own. So to keep track, we call his body Buddy, and his head Hans. Buddy? Because Buddy sounds like Buddy. It was Iris's idea. Good, right? You get the feeling that Joan and Iris collaborated on these sorts of things often. Okay. Back to the initial question. Why does Buddy have a balloon to begin with? Oh, well, Buddy kind of gets anxious when Hans isn't around. So the balloon is meant as a placeholder so he can feel like he's holding up the head. Buddy attempts to nod in agreement, but waving the balloon head up and down. You nod back in support, and your stomach growls loudly. Maybe we should continue discussion over food. You nod with more enthusiasm, and Buddy takes the opportunity to go back to doodling. She brings a plate of cookies out once more and puts it on the counter. Joan continues to eat the cookie from before as you grab one for yourself. As you bite in, the chocolate melts in your mouth. You feel the tension leave your body with every piece you eat. Joan remembers something and finishes her last bite before dusting her hands off. I almost forgot what I initially meant to talk to you about. You give her a questioning look. The mansion is fairly large and, well, dangerous at times, so I was thinking. You swallow before responding. Yeah? Well, it might be a good idea to get someone to help you with the investigation. Keep in mind that everyone is equally capable, so base your choice on how much you like or can handle spending time with, okay? Also, no one really does anything important around here, so you can pick whoever. Okay. In that case, I guess I want to hang out with... Director's note. Siba and Marrow are a joint route, so if you click either, you'll get both. Oh, so if we get Siba or Marrow, we're gonna meet each other. Okay. Oh yeah. Check that out. Huh. The vampire? Joan? I'm guessing that's Hans, or Buddy, I should say. Anyways, I actually like Siba. Siba's cool. He's cute. But so is she. She's interesting. I think I'm gonna go with... Can I choose a spider? I want to choose a spider. Spider's cute. Anyways, Siba. Siba and Marrow, huh? This should be interesting. I'll text them to come over right now. You texting them? I hate to sound stereotypical here, but I kind of thought you were going to summon them with a spell. Realistically, everyone is pretty much always on their phones. Texting is way easier than me setting. Is way easier for me than setting up a spell, anyways. As if right on cue, the kitchen door swings open. You chose me? I'm so touched. Well, you and Siba. Joan coughs awkwardly. Do you want to read over Buddy's message really quick? Oh, good idea. My bad. Someone passing by found my head. They should be heading over soon. This game is just full of puns and references, aren't it? Dark Lord, hi. Buddy points out a piece of paper on the table. Excitingly. You read over the message fairly quick, only to pause at the last line. I thought we were looking for Hans. Who's the Dark Lord? You hear Joan having a sigh behind you. She rubs her temples. You can just... go ahead and ignore that. Hans changes his alter ego name every week or so. Eventually you can get used to it. Says Hans. Right. Wait a second. The witch snaps her fingers in realization, and a nearby bottle explodes. You immediately duck down. Whoa! Oh my gosh, my bad. Buddy dusts off a couple of glass shards, and you stagger back up. Joan clears her throat. Anyway, what I was going to say was, since we no longer have to look for Hans, why don't you take the time to hang out with your investigation partner? Initially, the three of you weren't sure where to start. Siva flat out has the mentality of a puppy, while Marrow just wants to stay inside and read. Instead of a mutual agreement for an activity, what really happened was something along the lines of, chaos caused by Siva specifically. You were feeling kind of worn out, so you decided to side with Marrow on going somewhere. Quiet to win. Win? Is that wind or wine? That's wine, I'm saying. Anyways, quiet to wind down for a bit. But Siva had the exact opposite intentions. He, for who knows what reason, thought you were playing an extreme version of hide and seek. So he would jump out of any possible area to jump scare you and Marrow. Are you tired currently? Very clearly. However, you counted every time Siva would startle you, and intended to pay back said amount in full. That being said, at some later point, you managed to work up enough motivation to challenge Siva to several races along with Marrow, kept track of time. Well, wait. You wanted to race and Marrow keep track of time. Got it. You might have lost every round because you are only human, but that rush of adrenaline sure picked you up. The three of you feel tired, and accomplished in a way, after non-stop running and chasing. You can feel your bond strengthen. They don't really feel like we're talking much, but anyways. Through the power of investigation, of exercise, you both receive a text from Joan saying that Buddy conveyed another one of Hans' messages. You wonder what it's about. Turns out stranger who found me is V beautiful, plus way out of my league. Please find my head faster. I look lame with them carrying me. Dark Lord with a date. Ah! Buddy is waiting at the dining table once more. And you take a seat, preemptively. You look down to read Hans' new message, and Hans bragging about his date is somehow extremely irritating. Joan apparently shares the same sentiment, since she has a pained expression on her face. Must be nice. Good for him. Her voice is extremely monotone. Somehow, the idea that Hans, of all people, managed to land a date. Good for him. Joan tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. Well, I'm incredibly sorry to say that you'll have to actually investigate now that Hans is, No, that's completely fine. It is what I'm here to do after all. Although, just curious, when you think of a possible date location in the mansion, what comes to mind? Dating, huh? Maybe try the patio. It seems like a kind of romantic spot. You hear the kitchen door softly creak open. Sorry to eavesdrop, but were you two just discussing visiting the patio? Yes. It appears that, against all odds, Hans landed a date and wants us to find him again. Hans on a date? Merle's arms falls off purely out of shock, and the skeleton awkwardly crouches down to reattach it. Sorry for that reaction. What I initially meant is to say was that I was heading to the patio for myself for some reading. Basically, I wouldn't mind walking you over and helping out with. Wow! I got you. Yes, you did. Good job, Seba. I was just talking to Aiden here, though. Do you mind if we play some other time? Oh, what are you guys planning? Seba's sharp eyes flicked down towards the books Mara was carrying and then back. Seba whined softly as his eyes drooped down. You guys were planning on going to the patio without me? What? Of course not. It was a surprise. This explanation seems to satisfy Seba, and Mero discreetly lets out a sigh of relief. You're going to check with Joan if you should stick to your investigation partner when searching around the mansion, but she seems to have lost interest and is quite sleeping in the corner. Joan is sleeping in the corner? I guess there's only that option. Alright, just in case. I guess nothing's different, so I'll just do that. And go! Even though you already know that Joan's magic simulates daytime, it's still bizarre seeing such a quaint patio in what seems like the afternoon at 9 at night. Mero sits down and cracks a book open while Seba curls up on the grass. A soft breeze ruffles your hair and you breathe in deep to gather your thoughts before starting. Clearly, Hans and his mystery companion are no longer here, but maybe they left something behind. Direction note: for investigation scenes, hover over different parts of the screen. Oh, hey, wait, can I, where? Down here? Should I wait? Now? If the cursor changes from the cute baby ghost to a regular pointy clicky cursor, click to investigate. Whoa! There's the remains of a bandage on top of the chair Mero's sitting in. Mero? The skeleton perks up excitedly. Yes? Do you want me to help you with your investigation? Not necessarily, it's just that there's a used bandage on top of your chair. Mero looks extremely uncomfortable. I see. Mero stiffly gets up out of the chair and turns around to see what you're referring to. Oh, this is not so bad. This isn't so bad. What do you mean?
Haven't you heard?
I'm surprised you didn't know. These are the fake bandages that Hans uses to be more dramatic. No harm, no foul. You smile to yourself, relieved that you have solid evidence that Hans was here earlier. It seems like you're heading in the right direction. I wonder what else I should look for. Oh, here's something. Let's look closer into this bush. A basket bush of pretty petunias. You notice some dirt from the planter that spilled onto the floor. This normally wouldn't be an object of interest, but whoever is accompanying Hans seems to have stepped in it by accident. Mero glances over, but doesn't seem very intrigued. What are you looking at? Some dirt. You have an idea. Hey, Seba, do you think you could try to trail a scent from this?
Of course.
Is what I usually say, but I still have allergies, remember? My bad. Sorry, I forgot. Don't worry about it. We can just follow it by the actual trail. We should probably do that after we finished up here. What else should I look for? Alright, let's see. A scratch mirror. Let's scratch the mirror. Or look at the scratch mirror anyway. You see something glint slightly in the corner of your eye. You shield your eye from the counterfeit sun. Counterfeit. Yeah. Sun to try to get a better look at it. But it seems to be tangled up in some of the branches just beyond your field of vision. You stretch out to grab it, but it's unfortunately out of reach. I wonder what that was. The thing stuck in the tree? Before you can respond, he leans over to you. You hear the rustling of some leaves, and he returns within seconds, a smile on his face. He holds out a feather towards you. Did that help? Plenty, thank you. As you gingerly take it from his hand, you notice it shimmers slightly in the light. Seal looks over your shoulder and makes a weird face. I know this is gonna sound a bit strange, but I know all the birds in the local area, and none of them have those kind of feathers designed. Sure enough, the closer you inspect it, the more it seems out of place. The way the light reflects around it, it creates a luminous effect. And if you stare at it too long, you start noticing colors that you can't quite name. No, Siba, you're right. Something seems off. You tuck the feather away in your bag, and you can inspect it further later. You glance around the patio once more. Come to think of it, you don't really see anything else to investigate. Maybe you should take the opportunity to follow the dirt trail you noticed. Your phone buzzes and shakes and makes you do the hokey pokey before you can grab it out of your pants. It's from the group text. Losers Online 7. Losers Offline. Hans. It's that time again, lads. It's the time of the month? What? Is the full moon tonight, right? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I can't believe I almost witnessed a murder. Siba, dude, it's America. You're still alive. As I was saying, it's time for... That's right, fellas. It's time to spin the wheel. Already? That's... The Wheel of Fortune? He's here? He? Surprising, I thought it was on a different weekday. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is Siba, the wheel. Yeah, it is Siba. The wheel is starting to roll away. Siba, don't listen to them. They are messing with you. Sorry, Mero. The wheel is waiting for me. You hear what you can only assume to be Siba's phone falling to the ground as he takes off running. Siba is now offline. Offline, Hans and Siba. Chillin'. I honestly can't say I'm surprised at this point. How does Siba fall for this so frequently? How long do you think it's going to take until he tires himself out? I'll grab some water for him on the way over. Maybe you should just head back. You walk into the increasingly familiar dining room and see Joan sitting at the table with a bowl of fresh popcorn. She waves you over while she tosses over another bite into her mouth. You pull up a chair and sit down across from her. Mind if I have some? She gives a short laugh and holds the bowl out towards you. I was about to ask if you wanted to share. It'd Be my guest. Thank you. He grabs some and chews a kernel thoughtfully, glancing around the room. Where's Siba? I could have sworn I saw him sprint past me on the way over. You hear a muffled voice that you can't quite understand, only to look down and see Siba laying face down on the ground. What? Joe swallows. He says that the floor is helping cool down. He immediately throws back another handful of popcorn. No, she immediately throws back another handful of popcorn. Siba reluctantly flips over. That felt good. He pauses. I'm pretty sure I saw Buddy writing another message on the way over. What do you want to bet it's another love letter? As if on cue, you hear a thump from someone hitting the doorframe. Well, you turn towards the sound and see Dullahan run into the door. Back away slightly and then try again. Try moving to the right. Buddy hits the doorframe again and looks. Despite having no facial expression, betrayed. I'll save here. And, let's see. Let's do this one. Mark 2. Alright. Well, we'll end it off here, and I'll continue the next one, obviously. Thank you guys for stopping by. And until I see you guys again, have a great day, everyone.